coming up on today's video, I get festive and he doesn't.
And I don't.
Hello everybody, Wyre vlogger here. Welcome to the channel, and it is that time of week again where I am joined by Mr. Umbrella Man. How are you doing?
I'm alright, thank you.
Looking forward to this one?
We always look forward to games, yeah. Always look forward to them.
Brilliant. So it is December 2nd, so we're getting that little bit nearer Christmas and I am getting a little bit festive. So going on to today's match preview, the reserves are away at Galgate. Now the last meeting between them two, we actually won at Hallgate Park, which was 4-2. Now the first team which we're actually seeing this Saturday are at home to Crooklands, and a lot of you will know from the previous vlog we actually won them 8-0.
8-0, yeah.
And Dad, you've got a funny moment there, haven't you? Where you spilled coffee down you.
Well, it was unfortunate that it was on camera.
So
running down the touchline
Man
with
of the
coffee in
hour's
my
back.
hand. And then it wasn't, it was all over my front.
Yeah, so a bit of a you being frame moment. Right, it's time for Mr. Umbrella Man's input here on Galgate away for the reserves, beaten 4-2 at home.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Saturday's
Well, I think 4-2, that was quite early in the season, wasn't it? And
It
I don't
was
think
very
anyone
early.
could anticipate that Galgate were going to be second or so from bottom at the moment. So it's a game we should be winning, obviously. But again, we just don't know, do we? But if we defend like we did for what, 60 odd minutes against Coppell, where we were very good,
Yeah.
and all the game against Lytham,
Yeah.
I can't see us having any problems because we're always going to score a goal or two. So all being well, come out with 3 points and we'll stay top of the league, won't we?
Yeah, definitely. A really good one to look forward to there.
Well, I hope so, yeah.
So, you heard my dad's feedback there on the reserves, so we're going to move along to the first team. They are at home to Crooklands.
Yeah.
Now, their last game we won 8-0. You had a you been frame moment, so I'm going to let you talk about this one. Over to you.
Yeah, but it wasn't meant to be on film.
Well, I got it. They don't call me camera woman for no reason.
Well, no. As I was jogging down the touchline with a cup of coffee, I managed to spill it all over the front of my coat. Lucky it was waterproof though.
I'll insert the clip.
Man of the hour's back. Michael, give it away.
Yeah.
But no, in all seriousness, let's talk about the match. We're at home. It should be a good one.
Well, I'd hope we're going to win this one.
It might not be 8-0, but...
Well, I don't know. I mean, let's hope we just win it. Let's just win it. Crooklands are bottom of the league, aren't they? They've conceded a shed load of goals. We beat them 8-0 last time. I think they've probably only... I don't think they've won a game, have they? I think they might have drawn a few, and that's about it.
Yeah.
So let's just make sure that it's not the first game they win on Saturday.
No.
I mean, when we played at Crooklands, I mean, I think that was where Hayden made his first appearance of the season, wasn't it?
Yeah,
And,
it was, yeah.
and we played really well for that first half. I mean, again, I keep saying it, but we've had some really good halves, haven't we?
Yeah.
And I think we're something like 4 or 5-0 up at half time, and we played really well.
Yeah.
Really well. And in the end, 8-0 didn't really flatter us. It was that easy. But you know, you've got to expect the best from Crooklands.
Yeah, definitely.
And if we prepare our best and play our best, we should win, shouldn't we?
Yeah, definitely.
But it's all ifs and buts. We've got to do it.
Yeah, definitely. I've got to agree with that. You've got to put your plan into action on the pitch,
Well, yeah.
on the day, and turn up.
Well, yeah, you have to, and you've got to force the issue in terms of putting your stamp on the game over the opposition. You know, they've got a say in what you do.
Yeah.
You know, they can always make it difficult for you. We've just got to make sure we do our job, and as long as we do, we'll be all right.
I've got to mention something about you though.
Oh, go on.
Since you got early retirement from work,
Yeah.
and you've taken up your role as Mr. Umbrella Man,
Is that my new calling,
Yeah.
Mr. Umbrella Man?
you have lost your marbles. You've got a
Well,
few
that's-
things wrong this last few weeks.
Yeah, but do you not think it's because I'm working more with you that I've lost my marbles?
I've no idea, but you've got a few apologies that you
Well, I know
wanted to put out
there
there.
is a couple of apologies, yeah. I was
Over to you, come on. Come on.
Well,
Guide me along.
The first one is an apology to Joe, the reserve team goalkeeper. I think I've been calling him Sam for the last couple of weeks, haven't I?
Yeah.
It's a problem with one syllable names, you know, where it's Joe, Sam, Ben, Dan, whatever. So that's my excuse.
So no wonder we
But
don't.
I knew he called Joe, but I called you Sam for some reason, Joe. But having said that, I think you did answer to it when I asked you if you wanted a hat on Saturday. So perhaps you're just human, I don't know. But anyway, sorry about that, Joe. It will be Joe in future.
Right, and your next apology.
And my second one. This is a good one, and
This one's funny.
This is one that Chris pointed out on weekend, wasn't it? Last weekend.
Yeah. Come on.
Well, we said that we didn't recognise a couple of names in the first team squad.
Brett Ferguson.
Brett Ferguson.
We've not seen him.
And I think I said that he might have played for the reserves, or I thought I knew the name. Well, of course, because he's played every flaming week for the first team. But well, it was a name we didn't recognise because he's known as Channy, isn't he?
Yeah.
And when I said Brett Ferguson to Dixie, even he didn't know who he was.
No. So God knows what name is on his paperwork. So now we've established who is who and what name goes with what player.
Yeah, well, if we've got any other names wrong, I'm sorry. We do apologise, but
He
yeah,
apologises.
we made it clear now, haven't we, that
Who's who?
that Sam is in fact Joe for the reserve team, and Brett is Channy.
But I'll tell you something, he's about to get it wrong again. One match.
Well, I'm sure I will, yeah. But there is, yeah, the first team didn't have a game last week, did they?
No, they didn't. Their game was actually postponed.
That's right,
due
yeah.
to the snowy weather that we had and
That's right.
the winds and everything. So I think what we do need to talk about is the reserves.
We'll look at the reserve for
at
a few
home
minutes
against
now.
Lytham. I noticed, I don't know if you noticed as well, but before the Lytham game went ahead, Tony came out of the dressing rooms and he was wearing shorts.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
He must be the only manager in the Northwest that weekend to wear shorts.
He must be a tough northern lad, but
Yeah.
I think the only other manager I can think who used to wear shorts, even in those conditions, was Owen Coyle at Blackburn Rovers.
Yeah, I remember that.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And the crowd nicknamed Owen Coyle FKW, which means full kit
Bleep.
something. We're not suggesting Tony is anything like that.
No,
or
no.
at least anyway, I hope he manages better than Owen Coyle does, don't you?
Now we've got Tony's clothing out of the way, we're going to talk a little bit about the match.
Yeah.
So we won 1-0
Yeah.
in what was
Horrendous.
Arctic conditions.
Horrendous conditions where the pitch was all bubbly and
Yeah, it
bumpy.
wasn't so good.
Yeah, it wouldn't travel on the surface, would it, at all? And it was just a really hard game.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you've got to give them a bit of credit here.
Definitely.
They made it very difficult for us, didn't they? And made
Yeah.
it a bit attritional, the game, and it was hard to get any fluency. But you know, you got to accept that the opposition are there to spoil what you do, aren't they? And
Yeah.
they did it pretty well. But I thought, we were always in control, a bit like up to the 65th minute at Coppell. We're always
Yeah.
in control, and it was a question of when we're going to score a goal, really. But we had a few chances in the first half, didn't we?
Yeah, we had a couple of free kicks.
I mean, I think first of all, Lytham had a chance early on that got blocked a couple of times.
Yeah, there was.
If that had gone in, it might have been quite
A different
awkward
story.
trying to pull that goal back. Yeah, I mean, I think there was a run by Leon where he skinned the fullback, he pulled the ball back, and I think it was Dan coming in from the wide position, headed it back across goal, and then Rob headed it just over the bar. If that had gone in, it would have been a great goal, wouldn't it?
Definitely.
It would have been a great goal.
Yeah.
But unfortunately it didn't, and it made just to settle things down a little bit. But it was a scrappy game up to that point, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you talking there about the early chances and things like that, the deadlock was broken on the 30th minute.
Yeah.
Which was actually scored by Leon, I think.
Leon scored.
It was keeper who made a mistake, mess of a corner, which was the first Villa corner actually, and then Leon in there got his head on that ball and made it 1-0 to Wyre Villa. But you have something to say here, because where were you when that goal went in?
Well, I was there, but I wasn't watching.
And why weren't you watching?
I was talking to Kevin.
Kevin, that's your fault.
I was talking to Kevin. I thought it would be a good time to talk about perhaps a media opportunity with Wyre Villa, taking on to a director of media position at Wyre Villa.
Seriously?
Well, I put it to Kevin, and he said they'd already got someone to switch the TVs on in the bar already.
Well, they're missing out on such a big opportunity employing you then.
Right, well, I thought it might be an idea, really, because it would complement Steve's role at the club. As we all know, Steve's director of communication.
He's definitely loud.
Yeah, but he was silenced at Coppell the other week, though, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he was also silent on Saturday as well. Steve, where were you? Come on. A slight interruption here on the vlog. Eric! You alright, mate? Good boy.
Yeah, pal.
Right, so back to the match we go. That's if we can get through this without laughing. So the referee blew for half time, and I really thought Villa were in control of that first half. They had a few chances, similar to the Coppell performance, I thought.
Yeah.
And you've got to say as well, that defence of ours was just second to none.
Well, I thought all over the pitch they did pretty well, really. We didn't create as much as we would have liked to, but you know, conditions weren't easy, were they? But
no.
We were in control. Lytham, I don't think, had anything to offer, really, apart from just being really stubborn to break down and making it a real sort of turgid game, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1-0 at half time. We're in control. Few chances, but yeah, I think that's a fair assessment.
Yeah.
The second half was much the same. It just followed the same pattern, didn't it?
Yeah.
And I know Dan had a really good run and dribble, didn't he?
He really did, yeah.
I think that was after about 50 odd minutes.
Yeah,
and
saved by the keeper.
Yeah, it was. He did really well there. And then I think there was a free kick from Byron, and Dan put it over the bar from the free kick, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, yeah. Another good chance.
Ben had a chance later on, didn't he? Which he
did.
Just got his toe end to, and it went just wide. There was one or two subs there, weren't there?
Yeah, Rob went off.
Rob went off again. He didn't have too much to do. Well, he wasn't involved that much, was he?
No.
Really?
And then of course they took Dan off as well.
Dan came off and Ryan came on, didn't he? Yeah, that's right. And I think Ryan nearly scored, didn't he? Or he did score.
He did score.
He did score, but it was offside, or so they said.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate, isn't it? I mean, I don't know how many goals he scored for the team this year, but
he's doing well.
Well, it was one of those unfortunate things, wasn't it?
But let's not forget as well, though, Curtis he had that chance to finish the game, but it was blocked by Lytham there, so that could have easily been 2-0.
Well, yeah, if we'd have won the game 2 or 3-0, it would have been a fair assessment. But you know, there's something nice about a 1-0 win in those conditions. You grind it out. It's a horrible game.
Scrappy, yeah,
exactly.
They're the best.
They are, yeah. So 1-0. Good victory.
Yeah, a quick overview of the game, if you'd like to call it that. My mate, Joe/Sam, whichever name we fancy picking on a Saturday. I thought he was absolutely incredible in goal.
Well, he was horrible condition, but he caught everything, didn't he? I mean, Lytham didn't offer anything up really, but there were quite a few crosses came and he claimed everything, didn't he? And he never looked in any trouble. He's very calm at the back.
Yeah, really, really good. But again, defence, we're talking about them once again.
Yeah.
They were they were brilliant.
Well,
Jude, Lewis, Nathan, Ross.
Yeah, they played very well, didn't they?
You can't not give them credit.
No, they did everything that they needed to do in those conditions, didn't they, really?
Yeah.
And in midfield, Rico was very good. I thought Byron was excellent, especially in the second half.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Did he play the whole game? I can't remember. But anyway, in the second half he played. He played some nice balls through, and that's when we should have perhaps scored
he had counter-attack,
put the game to bed. But he did very well, didn't he? Won the ball past it. So yeah, that's a good performance really all round.
Yeah, definitely.
In horrible conditions.
Yeah, but you've got to talk as well there. Talking about that, you've got to move on to the brown envelope.
The brown envelope man of the match.
Man of the match. I actually chose Sam Bowling as man of the match for me personally, because I just thought he had an absolute outstanding game. Do you agree?
Yeah, well, it was a strange one really, because Sam was man of the match more for what he didn't do than what he did do.
Yeah,
which sounds a bit crazy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because he played totally against his natural instincts. Now, whether that was because he was told to play that way, or asked to play that way, or whether he decided to...
He learned to play that way.
Yeah, or whether he decided to do that himself. He did it it was quite a canny move really, because he stayed in midfield. There was none of the really flashy crossing, you know, but he ran his, you know, ran his legs off, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he showed real maturity and adapted to the game, which, as we said, was a pretty horrible, scrappy affair. Held his position, made simple passes, you know, held his position, as I say, and made up the numbers in the midfield, where Lytham was quite strong.
Yeah, definitely.
Totally different performance. But it just shows the adaptability of Sam.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've no doubts other players, you know, can benefit from seeing that kind of performance and thinking, well, you know, I might not enjoy doing this, but it's maybe something that's necessary for the team.
Yeah, definitely, I agree with that.
I thought it was a good performance, and totally out of character, but totally what was needed.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely what was needed, yeah. So... I think the good news is really when you see all these young players in the reserves, one or two of them are already pushing towards the first team.
Yeah.
But you can see a pathway now, and they can see a pathway.
Oh yes, definitely.
I can get into the first team, and that's what you need. You want this competition, don't you? And people need to be able to see that, well, such a body played for the first team last week, why can't I?
Yeah.
And these lads are going to be the future.
Oh, definitely.
All being well for Villa.
Yeah, definitely.
And will make the step up and get into the first team setup, won't they?
But you've got to mention there as well, it wasn't just down to Sam as well, but Tony, Chris and Andy as well for stepping up and changing these players.
Well, yeah, and giving them the opportunity to do these things. Yeah, I mean, you can't be one-dimensional. You've got to be able to adapt, and Lytham was certainly a case in point. As I say, he might not have shouted out to everybody, look at me, look what I'm doing, but that's exactly why he got man of the match, because it wasn't what was required on that day.
Yeah, definitely.
He did the, dare I say it, the ugly side of the game, didn't he? And he did it
But
really
it
well.
worked.
For a young lad to do that was really commendable. Well done, Sam.
What better way, a 1-0 win into the bar at full time, a little chat with Chris, Tony and Andy and all the lads there, and I noticed you'd found Dixie and was having a conversation with him.
Yeah, I can't disclose all the contents.
Can you not?
No, it's top secret. But basically, Dixie was filling me on his footballing philosophy, the psychology and the motivational techniques that he uses to motivate the team.
Sounds interesting.
Well, when I woke up anyway. But you know, Dixie, he does strike me as, I think he fancies himself as a bit of a modern day Sigmund Freud or Carl Jung character.
Hang on a minute though, Chris actually thought they were ex-managers at Bayern Munich. Only joking, Chris. Oh, anyway, we were having a conversation and that actually got rudely interrupted. Yeah, there was this faint beep, 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 and I thought, what on earth was that? You're never going to guess what.
Go on.
Do you want to know? Chris had an ankle tracker on. But the best bit was, it was his wife checking up on him.
Is it? Where he was? Don't worry, Chris. Mine gives off electric shocks, so I know how you feel.
And breathe. Calm, calm. So anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this match preview, and the banter. We absolutely love it, don't we? Let's see how much trouble we get into this week.
Well.
But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this match preview. Thank you so much for clicking on it and for watching it, and we shall see you guys in Saturday's match day vlog, which is at Hallgate Park, 2 o'clock. Be sure to come down and support the Villa team.
Yeah.
And fingers crossed the reserves can bring 3 points home from Galgate.
Yeah.
And the first team, of course, can get 3 points at home. So we'll see you guys on Saturday. Thank you so much for watching. It's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from him.
And I'll see you guys in a bit.
Bye.
Bye.